My armored fingers are...
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 15 of Review-a-thon. And today we're just going to delve into Cliffjumper. Earthrise Cliffjumper specifically. I will give it some pros. The G1 accuracy. But it isn't really G1 because my problem is the head. They don't really look like horns, they just look more like cat ears. And believe me, the G1 head looks a little good, but the GDO version did it better. I'm sorry. And here's another good thing, the massive accessory count. This whole big ass cannon I'm gonna show you is unique. Sure, some of you may know it's like nothing, but if I split it, boom, it's split into like different parts. And another part that he has, which is highly controversial, the parts forming thing. I swear, this Cliffjumper should have had a full transformation, not parts forming. Why? Aside from that, that's actually pretty good for its time. But aside from like supposed accuracy, let's look into everything. Articulation is impressive, but that's just a standard for every figure. 5mm ports, that's just every War for Cybertron trilogy figure in Legacy and Age of the Primes. And look, wrist rotation. He can now make like a fisty mode. Of course, leg posability, pretty good, doesn't hinder, but my problem is this figure is kind of loose. So yeah, I think that's it, but my problem with this figure is it's kind of loose. The clear plastic here, I might fear it'll break. But aside from that, the figure is just mid. And if you think of it, this figure is like a midget. This is the first figure on the amount of figures I would call midget figures, which are deluxes that are literally scaled like midgets. But of course the mini bots, and I did buy a lot of them. Now let's go for transformation. But before that, I like the paint, cool paint. But my copy is like starting to chip off in the arms. But that's nothing, including the head. But that's nothing. Let's just transform it. Now, vehicle mode. It's a little compact and dense, but my problem is some parts would not hold together. Even though I like the details and everything else, there's kind of a double standard. These are clear plastic, this isn't. What's wrong with that? And not to mention this accessory is about to snap clean off, and I fear for that. I'm afraid of that. And keep in mind, this whole thing was replaced with Sunbow Baby Blue in like the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. That's a thing. And besides, there's not that much kibble in here, except, you know, that. But here's in terms of like parts count. This isn't a one-off. This could be used for something, like, you know, I'll show you. And now, this is what I'm talking about. The sleigh, which was used in many G1 episodes, which I will plan to watch G1 someday. If Prime Video gives those episodes out for free, then I'm watching them. But look at this. It's impressive. And I knew the parts count served a purpose. It did and it will. But even though I like the paint job, the vehicle mode, but my problem is it wouldn't hold together. Phenomenal vehicle mode, good robot mode, kind of fun transformation, but this is just what brings it down. Now let's tap out. So now, what's my final rating? Even though the robot mode is solid, transformation is fun, and then vehicle mode is good, but unfortunately there are problems that plagued it. The head, instead of these looking like the horns in the G1 series, they look more like cat ears. And not to mention, this figure's kind of loose, and when I transform, and when it's in vehicle mode, it just would not hold together. So I'm giving this pretty much a 6.1 out of 10. I'm sorry, it's just weak. But the accessory is actually pretty good, so not bad.